All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lepage Show. I am One Bar, and in this episode, we got a couple new Vikings we signed this week that I just wanted to hit on real quick. We haven't had a chance to talk about them yet, so we're going to talk about these guys. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe, like the videos. We're here every damn day talking Minnesota Vikings. We got the game preview coming up later against the Bucks, what it'll take to beat them, and it'll take a lot. But let's get into two brand new, shiny Minnesota Vikings. We got to hit on them. First one, Zack Bailey, guard, was signed to the practice squad. Yes, Zack Bailey was a former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Do I think that they are going to sign him just to get everything out of his brain that he learned on the practice squad of the Tampa Bay Bucks? No, I do not. But it probably doesn't hurt. So who is he? 6'5", 299 pounds, out of South Carolina. I'm not going to ramble off every college statistic. I will just say that it appears that he has played all over the line. He's played guard, he's played tackle, he's played center. So he's versatile. He's pretty small at 6'5", 299. He is officially a guard in the NFL, was pretty highly recruited out of South Carolina. As a senior, busted his leg, went undrafted, did go to the combine, and so he was getting some sniffs to be a late-round guy. But he ended up going to the Bucks. His rookie year, he was placed on IR. He came back in 2020, obviously. They cut him, brought him to the practice squad. And then cut him again. So the Vikings sign him to the practice squad on December 8th. How do I see this shaking out? Look, we need guards. We need bodies. Why not? Why not sign a guy like Zack Bailey? It goes kind of with the theme of all these kind of random guys the Vikings have signed throughout the year. There's a theme to it, is like a Jordan Brailford. They sign players that we need that have a little bit of potential, that have showed potential in other places or possibly in college, that are young, that might be a future fit. And that's the way I see Zack Bailey. I think Zack Bailey hangs out on the practice squad for the rest of the year and possibly gets a future contract for the Vikings to come in next year, maybe a developmental guy. They could sign 15 guards that I've never heard of, and I'd be just fine with it because one of them will pop. So keep bringing these bodies in. Zack Bailey is a great example. He's in Hale on the practice squad with Kyle Hinton, and who knows, maybe one of these guys will pop. He's only 25 years old, and we'll see what happens. So that's Zack Bailey. The next guy, tight end, Hale Hentges. Hale Hentges, yes. The Vikings are having some serious issues at tight end right now. Irv Smith injured. Kyle Rudolph injured. Brandon Dillon injured. Who's that leave us? Conkadonk. Tyler freaking Conklin. That's it. That is our tight end right now until we grabbed Hale Hentges off of the Colts practice squad. We sniped him. Who the hell is Hale Hentges? I'm going to tell you. He went to Alabama, played with Irv Smith. Hale Hentges had a lot of offers from big-time schools. Who the hell would turn down Alabama? Sure the hell not Hale Hentges. He went to Alabama, and he held his head up high. 15 career receptions at Alabama, was looked as the big blocking tight end. That's what he is, a special teamer. 15 career receptions, but 6 of those bad boys were touchdowns. So maybe this is Hale Hentges. All he does is catch touchdowns. He went undrafted. Colts signed him after the draft. Surprisingly, he actually made the 53-man roster, an undrafted tight end on the Colts. He made the 53. So that's saying something. Yes, he was later cut by the Colts. Washington snapped him up. He did end up actually catching a touchdown pass with Washington, get some playing time. His career stats in the NFL: 8 receptions, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. Again, looked at as a blocking tight end, so it's not like he's going to come in and all of a sudden compensate for Irv Smith and Kyle Rudolph what they're losing. That ain't happening. He'll go into the blocking role. Tyler Conklin will be looked at to do that. Oh boy. So yes, we took him off the practice squad, so he will be on our 53-man roster. Very, very unlikely that he actually plays this weekend, which we will talk about more in a second. Thomason tweeted out that the Vikings assistant offensive line coach, Phil Rauscher, who was the Washington's offensive line coach last year, really pushed for this guy, raved about him, had a big role of him coming to the Vikings. So he must have loved what he saw with him in Washington. But yeah, like I said, he's not going to play this week. So what does that leave us with? That leaves with Tyler Conklin and practice squatter Jake Bargas. Jake Bargas, fullback / tight end. He might be looked at as our number 2 tight end. Yikes. That's all I got to say. But Hale Hentges, maybe next week, depending on how bad these other injuries are, we might actually see him out there on game day, but I don't expect him reeling in 5 to 10 catches, maybe one catch, 7 yards. So those are our new guys. Zack Bailey on the practice squad, Hale Hentges to the 53-man. Couple of young guys. Sky is the limit, baby. Ring of Honor could be in their future very soon.